Sometimes we want to travel, but we have the obstacle of being too expensive for the moment we are in, or we simply want to travel on a budget. Today we are going to talk about 10 cities in Europe that we can travel cheaper, and that are worth visiting. Join us on this journey. Number 1. Valletta, Malta. Valletta is Malta's capital and most impressive city. Its 55 hectares are home to more than 300 tourist monuments, a feat that has earned it recognition as a World Heritage Site. Walking through the streets of Valletta, it is impossible not to notice the strong Catholic character of the Maltese. The capital houses several churches and sculptures of saints and virgins on the corners of the main streets. Today, Valletta is an essential stop for cruise ships sailing the Mediterranean. It has numerous tourist attractions, some as important as the National Archaeology Museum or the Grand Master's Palace. Valletta's military and defensive nature has also left its mark on the capital's architecture. The São Telmo Fort is the most representative example of Valletta's importance in Malta's history. In addition, every day the cannons on the walls of Valletta symbolically fire to honor the defenders of the city. Number 2. Sarajevo, Bosnia-Herzegovina. The city of Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, is located along the Miljacka River in the west-central region of the former Yugoslavia. The memory of the city's houses, buildings and people is still etched in the memory of the conflict during the war phase of the last century. Even amid political tensions, the city has rebuilt itself. Visiting the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina today is to witness its still living history, admire the surrounding landscape, and notice the cultural diversity unique to the country. Aside from being safe, Sarajevo is a cheap destination, but also rich in culture, cozy places and history. The climate of Bosnia and Herzegovina is very hot in summer and very harsh in winter. It has a Mediterranean climate, but it also has a Central European climate, so the best time to visit is between May and September. Number 3. Bansko, Bulgaria. Bansko Ski Resort is the best winter resort in Bulgaria, with the longest pistes and richest cultural history. The town of Bansko is located at the foot of the Pirin Mountains in southwestern Bulgaria, 160 kilometers from Sofia. Bansko has developed into a modern ski resort, thanks to first-class facilities, breathtaking natural scenery, and the traditional spirit of the old town well preserved over the centuries. Today Bansko is unique in various aspects as a place where guests will discover ultimate relaxation and enjoyment, or as a resort with an unparalleled range of sporting and cultural activities. Its popular slogan, "Unlimited Ski and Fun," emphasizes the surprising variety of choices that can be enjoyed during your holiday here. Number 4. Leipzig, Germany. Fortunately, Germany is a budget-friendly country, so it's easy to see the sights without breaking the bank. While much of the hype these days is centered on Germany's vibrant capital, Berlin, the country has another less visited city with a thriving arts and cultural scene, Leipzig, a city in the former East state of Saxony. A metropolis of music, art and fairgrounds, Leipzig is one of the most dynamic cities and representative of the transformation Eastern Germany has undergone since the country was unified. Today, after wars and revolutions, destruction and reconstruction, Leipzig's name is still associated with tradition and progress. The cityscape is proof of that. Restoration of historic buildings, vacant areas, contemporary buildings, as well as prefabricated buildings, cranes and unrestored buildings from the former East Germany. Number 5. The Peloponnese, Greece. We know that this is not a city but an area that has several cities to visit and places to see such as Nauplia, Monemvasia, Kalamata and more. The Greek Peloponnese is a geographical area of mainland Greece, located in the southern part of the country. This area can be described as an island connected to the mainland in two places, the Corinth Canal and the Rio Anti-Rio Bridge. It is the most popular region in mainland Greece in terms of tourism. Close to Athens, beautiful resorts and interesting sightseeing attractions attract many tourists to the Greek Peloponnese throughout the year. Number 6. Budapest, Hungary. In addition to being the economic and cultural center and the largest city in Hungary, Budapest is considered one of the most beautiful cities in Europe and one of the most visited on the continent. The culture, by the way, is the result of a mix of Arab, European, and even Asian and Indian influences, which shows a very mixed people. Budapest was chosen by us for cheap travel because the cost of living there is not very high, where we can find cheap hotels as well as restaurants and tourist attractions at good prices. Number 7. Kotor Montenegro. At the foot of an overwhelming mountain, off the coast of Boka Kotorska, grew one of the oldest and most beautiful cities in Montenegro, considered the newest country in the world. For now, the influx of visitors is enough to maintain authenticity. But maybe not for much longer. With a fascinating medieval old town, Kotor is idyllically located between imposing limestone mountains covered in intense green and the dazzling deep blue of the Bay of Kotor. Strolling through the ancient city is like traveling back in time. Among the old stone palaces, you will find workshops of local artisans who work ceramics and make goldsmiths in a very special way. A cheap destination full of things to see and discover. Number 8. Porto, Portugal. Porto is one of the oldest tourist destinations in Europe, and the wealth of its artistic heritage, the port wine, the vast spaces dedicated to leisure, and its cultural life are just some of the reasons that invite you to visit the city. It's a beautiful destination in northern Portugal, full of attractions, churches, monuments, and beautiful urban landscapes. It is a very touristy city. The city of Porto is the second most visited in Portugal, always full of tourists in every corner of the city. The city is also known for the imposing bridges that cross the Douro River with beautiful views. On the banks of the river, on the Porto de Ribeira, and in Vila Nova de Gaia, numerous restaurants and wineries are the attractions. Along the river and the sea, the city unfolds in charming landscapes, inviting terraces, and the pleasure of the outdoors, which the green spaces complement. But discovering Porto is to meet many surprises. Keeping its hospitable and conservative character, the city is also contemporary and creative. Number 9. Novi Sad, Serbia. Without a doubt, the city of Novi Sad, near the Serbian capital Belgrade, is one of the most beautiful cities in the country. Filled with rustic alleys and colorful facades, environments alternate at the intersection of past and present. Donavska Street is right in the historic center, and is the main place where young people gather in nightclubs. However, the place also looks like a fairy tale, with charming fountains, and a statue of Athena surrounded by flowers. A visit to Novi Sad will take you back in time. No doubt it will make you imagine what life in Serbia was like years ago. Novi Sad claims to be the love capital of Serbia, where visitors can find several stalls selling sweets, handicrafts, and more. Number 10. Bratislava, Slovakia. Visiting Bratislava is like seeing a city in transformation up close. Of the cities that were part of the former Iron Curtain, the capital of Slovakia is perhaps the one that still holds the greatest remnants of the years of communism. The capital of Slovakia is not a big metropolis. Its dimensions are much smaller than those of a European capital, but that doesn't mean it lacks charm. Bratislava, in addition to being a relatively inexpensive city with well-preserved medieval aspects, is rich in history. After our research, these were our picks for 10 cheap cities to travel to in 2022. We believe that all of them have something unique and therefore worth visiting. If you have any city you want to add, tell us in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next video.